I think we have covered every chapter according to your syllabus. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, till there, is there any doubt? Is there anything you want to discuss? You want to ask me? Something like that is there? Nothing from anybody? Fine. If not, then we will be doing today the chapter which is being omitted from your syllabus, that is diversity in living organisms.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Definitely, that's where this chapter is being omitted from the syllabus. But the thing is, this chapter is a core foundation for the people who are interested for the biology in 11th class 11th, and this will definitely create a base for some terms for much more information regarding the things which are coming up in future for your higher classes. So I will definitely will not go in very much depth of this chapter, but I will give you certain outlines and all the terms which are being technically connected to this chapter, because without these terms, uh, you will not learn biology basically. Because if you study regarding plants, if you are studying regarding animals, this chapter is like one basic first step when you read all these living organisms. So no matter if you are interested further in botany or zoology or something like that, this is the thing will be going on in future with you continuously. So this is why this chapter is little bit very important, and it's bit lengthy, and it's like some things some are like the way you learn the different other chapters, like human physiology. If you study about digestive system, respiratory or something like that, in that you know the logic that after this will come and why it is coming. Okay. But here some of the things will be like definitely it will be a logic, but some of the thing will be like mugging up. You have to just mug it up so that you can remember them for a longer duration. Okay. So this is how this chapter will be a little bit you have to apply your common sense when you are studying this chapter. Means after being thorough with this chapter, if the questions are arising from like in MCQs or something like that, so in that matter you have to be thorough with the part, little bit logic, little bit like mugging up process. This is how it will be working out. Okay. So
Okay.
okay, so let's see this that first of all, as this we are studying diversity. Diversity, the word itself means the variations, the uh, choices, the availability of the different kind of things. That is called diversity. Okay, so diversity is directly related to the variation. As we all know that no organisms, no two living organisms on earth are same. They are different. If we talk about humans, each and every human is different from each other, no matter if you are talking about the twins also. Okay, twins are also different from each other. not only in human beings, if we say animals, if we say plants, every organism on this earth is very much um, um, separated from each other. Definitely, if you talk about the asexual reproduction portion in that, if we say that amoeba, as it is coming from the same organism by dividing and all that. So you may ask me that, ma'am, they are all same. They are having all the same characteristics. Yeah, that's true. If you talk about microorganism, you cannot differentiate by looking at them the way we look at the human beings. Human beings can be separated or differentiated on the basis of the way they look out. They look in front of us, but this will not be applicable for plants. This will not be applicable for some of the animals, definitely, and not for the microorganisms. Okay, so the thing is, in this chapter, you have to see that there are different ways of classification. That means when you classify the things, it is not only the prospect of looking at something. Okay, the how it is looking, how it is being observed, it is not the only thing about the physical appearance. There are so many level of classification you can classify the things. Let me just give you one example, that if you have a class, okay, in school. So if you as you are studying in class ninth right now, and some of your schools must be having the sections also. Okay, so you must be having like A, B, or C sections. Okay, so um, all of the students are belonging to the class ninth. So majority of them are at the similar age group. Some of them, there may be the possibility that they are 1 year older or 1 year younger. There may be the possibility of that thing is also there. Okay, so suppose if you have the strength with you, suppose in class ninth A, 25 students are studying, and in class B also, suppose 30 students are there, and in class C, suppose 35 are there. Okay, definitely this is not the true strength of the our Indian schools, because we are packed with the class of 60 or 50. Okay, but to make you understand, I'm just taking you this number. So see to this, that all of them are, first of all, the common prospect of these all these students is that they are belonging to this class. Okay, no matter regarding the section. So they are belonging to class 9. So if I say, if all these students are standing in front of me, the general explanation for anybody who is coming from outside, I will say, I will say that uh, all these students are of class 9th. I will not discriminate them in sections, that these are from class section A, these are from section B, and these are from section C. No matter, until and unless it is needed regarding the introduction of the section. Are you getting what type of statement I am using right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If I'm little bit faster with my explanation, just let me know.
No, ma'am, it's okay.
Okay, fine. So you have to just understand that basically, I will just say that these are from class 9. Now, because all these sections must be having the different class teachers. Okay, so suppose if I say, who are the students of teacher X. Okay, so suppose X is the class teacher of section A, then I will definitely separate 25 students from these group. That okay, fine. These are belonging to this teacher. These are belonging to Y, and these are belonging to Z. Okay, so X, Y, Z are the teachers who are just responsible for all the things, all the activities of these classified students or grouped students who are given the different sections. Okay, so this is the general prospect of doing this. Now, uh, let me give you much more wider perspective regarding classification. Is that out of all these students, I have one type of one type of if I say the uh, way I have to classify that, I can classify all these students on the basis of gender. Okay, am I right? Some of them are maybe boys, some are girls. So this is the one way of classification, that I because in class 9 how many boys are there, in class 9 how many girls are there, so that is one way of classification. Okay, now suppose there is let's talk to another thing, that if I say another classification level, if I go, then I may go on the basis of the physical stature, physically how they're. That means on the basis of height, on the basis of weight. Okay, so this type of classification can be done, that how many of them are means average height, if at class 9 they should have average height, because all of you are now at the age, crossing the age of adolescence, so you are at the age of puberty, so that will definitely influencing your height right now, your weight right now. So this is the one good study, that you have to find out that how many of are having the average height crossing that maximum limit, or still at the minimum limit only. So that is the one way of classification. Then I may have another record according to the academics.
Ma'am, I'm not
Yes, dear. Anything? I'm not getting your voice, dear. Just I can't
your
hear.
voice.
I can't hear you.
Ma'am, do we need to copy this?
It's up to you, beta. It's if you want, you can. It's a general explanation, and if you require it, you can.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. This is what you have to ask. Anything else?
Ma'am, I think she is asking about your voice. Maybe in her, the voice, your voice is not clear, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Rest of the class, am I clearly audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So the another way of classification is on the basis of academics. That means the students who are the toppers of these, or from all the three sections. Okay, some are must be the above average. They are good, but they are not the toppers. Okay, some are average, some are below average. So this is how the classification can be done. Okay, this is on the basis of academics. Then extra curricular activities. Okay, so this is how we can done. In this there may be the possibility that in academics those who are the toppers, in extracurricular activities they are going at the level that where they cannot perform in any of the activities, so there may be the possibility like this. So this is how uh, there are different sort or different ways to classify the things. So this is how for study all these living organisms are also being classified by many of the biologists, many of the scientists or researchers, they are doing so many things. And if you read newspapers, basically, okay, this is coming up in newspaper, that's why I'm saying, uh, I don't see all these things on the news which is coming on television. So in newspaper, if you read some of the inner pages, in which news like regarding science or something like that is coming up, in that they may be coming up with the new news that new type of organism or new type of species is found in the waters of Pacific, or in this river, this type of new type of plant is being found. Have you read, gone through these types of news in
Yes, ma'am.
newspaper?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, and basically regarding, they write about the that new type of organism in the coral reefs, on the like oceans and all that, they must be writing these words. Okay. So still, if you see all these studies and all that, you must be surprised that only till now on earth, only 5 to 10% of organisms are studied and identified. Rest of the things are still undiscovered or unidentified, or no, somebody has not registered them or something like that. So can you imagine the
Ma'am, how is this
vastness of
percentage calculated, ma'am?
it's regarding this calculation, that they have some formulas which calculates the presence of living organism on this earth. Okay, so total number of life, the life that is surviving on the earth, they know somehow some probable number, and according to that, they are calculating that only right now only 5 to 10% are introduced publicly, or everybody knows about them. Rest of the things are still unknown. Understood?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. The thing is, there are so many limitations humans are having, because if you talk about the oceans, definitely we can as we know that humans are going with, and nowadays we have so different technologies like cameras, waterproof cameras and all that, that is just going at a certain depth of the ocean. It is reaching to the bed of the oceans, and this is how they are watching out the surface and all that. But still, you there are so many reefs, so many valleys which are inside the ocean. Till there nobody can reach, because the pressure, water pressure is so much that nothing can be sent over there, like cameras or something like that. They will be pressurized and they will be burst. So that's the problem. So, and even the sunlight is not reaching there. So there are so many organisms are still undiscovered. They are not being studied and all that. So in the if you talk about the forest of Amazon forest and all that, still many of the plants are like they are new to scientists and all that. So that's why it's just a probable number. It's not like fixed or
Ma'am,
something. Yes, yes.
if the cameras cannot hold that pressure of the water, there must be many microorganisms also there at the seabed, so they can hold that pressure.
Yes, that's what is the miracle of the nature. They can hold that pressure, they can hold that temperature. You must be surprised to know that microorganisms are living in volcanoes also. Can you imagine? Where
Yes,
nobody
ma'am.
can even think of even surviving there. So microorganisms are living in these volcano peripheries also. So that's how they are tough, and that's how they are so rigid for the survival, that they can survive in any of the odd conditions. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so definitely out of these all organisms, it is about microorganisms only which are being, because you cannot, first of all, the thing is we cannot see them through naked eye. So that's why their study and their discovery becomes little bit difficult. But it all comes up like many of the discoveries and inventions are accident for a scientist. So accidentally they find out something new, and that is being registered, and that's how this number is little bit increasing regarding the study of the organisms. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So see to this, that if we talk about the chapter the way it is given, uh, you must have heard about the Aristotle,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
the
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Greek philosopher, and actually he was a philosopher, he was a scientist, he was a researcher, he was poet, he was everything. He did everything at his time. So you can find his name in English books also. You can find his name in biology, physics, anywhere he is present. So Aristotle, because uh, I think he used his brain wisely, and he registered his name in every range he can, because at his time, I think when he was there, uh, nobody was interested in all these kinds of activities. He's the only one doing all these mad things. So that's why he is registered, he can be seen everywhere in the books. So what Aristotle did was, he classified living organisms. Okay, uh, a very raw way of classification, that where they live. Okay. So on the basis of their habitat of organism, he classified. It's a very general thing. That means if the organism is on land, he classified according to that. If it is in water, if it is in air, uh, that is how he had done the normal general thing, general observation, whatever the way the kids are studying in nursery or the preschool, that the animals which can fly, the animals which can live in water, the animals which live on land, live in forest, pet animals, wild animals, the way the kids are studying, similar type of classification was given by Aristotle. But later on, this the classification is not very much uh, I will say it's justified, because we know that many of the living organisms are surviving on both the places, that means on land and water both. Okay, so it was like not the way the explanation was given was not truly justified, and definitely he has given this, it was accepted, and but not further studied. It was this classification was not carried forward for the further studies or something like that. Okay, but he created the base that you can classify the organism at certain level, and this type of thing can be done. So what happened that later on, uh, different scientists were there, who came, and they just produced their way of classification. So there was one scientist named as Haeckel, then came Whittaker, then came Carl Woos. Okay. In between, many of them were there, but you don't have to worry about them. You wait till class 11, and in that many of other names will be also joining us. Okay. So Haeckel, Whittaker, Carl Woos, they also came up with their way of classification later on, after 100 of years after the Aristotle. So what Haeckel has given his way, but it was not studied widely. Later on, the Whittaker came, and Whittaker has given a very wide way of classification, which is still accepted and still studied in the books, in the first basic formation when you study about the classification. So Whittaker gave the five kingdom classification. This is the name of the classification he has given. And he classified the organism on the basis of the structure of cell structure, then mode and source of nutrition. Okay. Then body organization. So can you see the range of classification he has taken? Cell structure means, I think you are aware of the word prokaryotes and eukaryotes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's what the thing. Then mode and source of nutrition. That means the plants can generate its own food, like by doing photosynthesis, or they are not able to perform photosynthesis and they are depending on others. So that type of thing was included. Then body organization, that at cellular level, at tissue level, at organ level or organ system, everything was taken under the consideration when he classified five kingdom classification. Okay, so that is widely accepted all over the world, and it is now the thing that you have that Mendeleev's periodic table that is being widely accepted and whatever new element is being discovered, it is simply you have to put that particular thing in that empty box, so whatever Mendeleev has given. uh, that type of periodic classification is there for chemistry. You are aware of it?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So similarly, Whittaker has given five kingdom, and in that now what is happening, that whatever is being discovered, certain things are being added to this classification, and definitely whatever the new things are coming up, they are just sitting around the this raw profile, and it is till now it is being fitted and it is going on smoothly. So that is how this classification is successful. Then Carl Woos, the scientist who is who gave a much more advanced classification, and this Carl Woos has given us with including all these things. He has taken up certain special features of the organisms. Special features, if I say that, if as you know that in movies, if you see that some humans have superpowers. Okay, so they are known as superheroes and they are out of the population. They are some who are not the general population. Okay, so Carl Woos has done similar thing, that he had identified some of the special features of the organisms, and he classified those organisms in a different league, that okay fine, these organisms are not like the general population of the organism. They have some superpower, they have some special characteristics which can make them able to survive in any of the odd conditions. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the one which is the latest classification given by the Calvus, and it is also accepted, and it is also welcomed, because definitely Calvus has better technologies to study all these things. So that is why it is much more uh, with proof he is having the things. So that's why it is being considered as one of the prominent classification of the biology. Okay, so this is what is the thing regarding the people who are involved in classification. So now see this, that if we talk about the levels, the hierarchy of classification, I think you must be understanding this word hierarchy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. No matter if you don't understand, hierarchy means if I say that classify your family or make a family tree for you, so definitely you will start, because as you must be starting with somebody whom you have seen. That means from your grandfather you will be starting. Okay, so grandfather will be there, then you must be having those number of kids, means your father and his siblings, so that you will be starting. Then who is married to whom, then what happened further on. That is how you can do the classification. Similarly, you have a family tree according to your mother's side also. Okay, the way you have the family tree from your father's side, similarly you have from your mother's side. So and one thing you can do, that you can ask your parents or your grandparents regarding their grandparents. Okay, so you can have one another above level of information, the one which is coming for your family tree. So that is a hierarchy, means level, the generations that people who are coming from certain uh, types of time duration, time zone. So that is called hierarchy for your family. Similarly, for organisms, if we say uh, hierarchy gives them the identity, that from where they are coming, what is their basic, what is their base of origination. So that is called hierarchy. Are you getting me what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So, and if you read books, I think in this period when you have you don't have to go to school, and if you have holidays, please read some of the story books. All these words are very much general in the English books. So these types of words will not be new to the people who are not aware of this. Okay, so just see to this. So hierarchy of classification will give you the mutual relation between organisms. Okay, this is a short form of between. I am sorry, I am very much habituated of writing short forms. So please, if you don't understand, just let me know that. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
okay, fine. So a hierarchy gives you the mutual relation between organisms. Let me give you one example, that according to some of the thesis, some of the researches, it is being told to us that due to evolution and all these processes, monkeys and humans are related to each other. Okay, that means like chimpanzees and chimps, gorillas, and all these the animals are very much closely related to us, to human race. So this classification, how scientists came to know that why they are closely related to us, it came up with the study of the classification only. Because when the classification was being done, and when the characteristics were being studied according to the evolution process, so what they got that whatever the draft they got, they understood that these organisms, as the evolution was carried out in the nature, these organisms are very much similar to the humans. That means they are closely related. So there may be the possibility that humans are coming up from these organisms only. Okay, but many of the theses are not accepting this, but we don't have to worry. From whatever we are coming, until we have to behave like humans. uh, uh, if we no matter we are coming from monkeys, we are coming from elephants or something other. Okay, so first of all, just what we have to understand that behave as humans, then we will see to whom we are closely related to. So this hierarchy has given us the mutual relation between the organism. So there are different levels of classification has been setted, and they have provided with what some of the terms over here. So that we will be, I am giving you right now, that the first, as we know that Whitaker has given us the five kingdom classification. So first, the major base any organism has to be classified. The first thing is that kingdom. Okay, so first, when the animal, any animal or any plant or anything, any organism which is being discovered, first of all, they see that to which kingdom it belongs to. Is it belonging to animals? Is it for plants, or is it for microorganisms or something other? Okay, so that is what about the kingdom is. Then after kingdom, we go for certain much more important characteristics regarding it. So next level is called phylum or division. Now see to this that phylum is basically for animals and division is for plants. Just remember this. Because if it is identified that organism belongs to plant kingdom, then next level will be considered as division. If it is for animal, then next level is called phylum. Okay, so this is the next one. Then comes the next level is called class. Okay, so next level is called class. Then comes up order. Then comes up family. Then you have genus. Then you have species. Okay. So this is how the levels have been given. Now, if you go through some of the books, detailed books of biology, you will come across subclass, suborder, subfamily. That type of differentiation is also there. So don't get confused. Right now, what you have to study is this one is the major one way of classifying the things. So that is what you have to concentrate. That part will be coming up if you go for the higher studies for biology. Then only you have to focus on that subclass and subfamily and all that. Okay, so this is what you have to understand: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Now understand this very clearly, that you cannot shift this over here. That means after class you cannot give family, then after that family order will be coming. It is very much prescribed. It should come up like this only, and this is the way of classifying the organism. I will be giving you example right now. You will understand it very soon. Got it?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so definitions of each and every level will also be there according to your books. But as it is a omitted chapter, you don't have to learn and all, don't have to put your head in it. Just understand this, that let me take up one example. If this was a real class, and if I was teaching in front of you, I must have took somebody of you as my model. But no, as I don't know anybody of you, and I don't know if you are, because everybody doesn't understand the sense of humor sometimes. So let me take up example for mine only. Okay, so it will be good for everybody. Just see to this, that suppose if I am the organism which is being discovered by some of the student. Let me take up one name. First name is Arya Roy. Okay, fine. Arya, will it be okay if I'm considering your name in this? Okay, Arya is not speaking. uh, Anybody else? If I say Abhimanyu, will it be okay? Next
Yes,
name.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm not making you something. Definitely, you will be the scientist who is discovering me. Got it? Okay. So, suppose Abhimanyu is a scientist who is a researcher, and he has discovered the organism that is me. Okay. So, first of all, what he will be doing, that okay, fine, let's find out what is this organism is actually. Okay. So, he will look to the features. First of all, definitely, if you find out some thing which is new, you will go for the physical feature. Okay, looks like a plant, looks like an animal, or looks like something else. So Abhimanyu will decide that what the way I look like. Do I look like a plant or a microorganism or something like fungus, algae, or something like that? Or do I look like animal or anything else? So after studying to the different features and known characteristics, uh, Abhimanyu will consider, okay, fine, whatever organism I have discovered, that is belonging to the animal kingdom. Is it fine? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody else is getting me what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So, fine. So, it is being decided that finally I am an animal. Okay, and now let's go on further. So, as I belong to the animal kingdom, my level of next classification will be the phylum, because I belong to the animal kingdom. That's it. So, phylum will give you the characteristics like that, that whether I am a micro animal or macro animal. That means, can I be seen through naked eye, or I have to put you have to keep me under the microscope to observe me. So Abhimanyu decides, okay, fine, whatever I have discovered, it can be seen through naked eye, and it is not a microorganism, it is not a micro animal, it's something which is macro. So fine, in phylum he will write these characteristics regarding me, and he decides, okay, whatever I have discovered, it's a macro organism which can be visualized through naked eye. Okay, so that in the phylum these characteristics will be added. Then the level will be coming, that is class. Okay, so class will be giving me the level that, okay, fine, whatever organism is being discovered by Abhimanyu, so he will say that, okay, fine, this is an animal which can be seen through naked eye. Let's come to the next, that what it can do basically. It can it It is stagnant at one place like plants, or do can it perform locomotion, can it perform the movement? Okay, so that type of characteristics will be included in this class. So movement, locomotion, all these things will be included. Okay, fine. So yes, he will discover that, okay, this organism, whatever I have discovered, she has legs and she can perform the locomotion. Okay, fine, locomotion done. So this type of characteristics will be included in class. Okay,
Ma'am, how
so
we can tell it is he or she?
okay, actually, I know myself. That's why I'm writing.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Okay, ma'am.
was using this term, but actually, it is on the way of classification only. That you have to, the way you are deciding this. Similarly, you have to go for different features to study the gender, to study the digestive system, to study the circulatory nervous system. Everything will be studied when you study about the class. Is it
Okay.
clear to you? Okay. So this is what you have to understand. Okay, fine. Now, movement, locomotion, other systems, my digestive system, circulatory, everything, physiology, Abhimanyu has studied. Okay, now Abhimanyu has decided. Okay, definitely this organism seems to be doing all the have the developed systems in the body. That means organs and everything is being developed. Now let's see that if this particular organism can think or not. That means you can use brain or don't use the brain. Okay, so that will be the next level. So that Abhimanyu will decide that do I use the brain or not, because he is the scientist. Okay, so let's leave it on him that whatever verdict the scientist gives, he will experiment on me. He will do some of the lab
Order
testing
will
and all.
decide if
Yes,
a
dear.
organism can think or not.
Yes, that means the nervous system is properly developed or not. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I am telling about, I am just taking one example. Actually, this is a very narrow way of explanation. I cannot include everything here, but I just want to let you know that when you're going down, when you coming to the level of this, you will be knowing whatever you are have discovered a very proper way. You because when you are coming to the species level, to the genus level, the scientist should know the organism which it has discovered thoroughly. So whatever, because see this as first, if I say that when the organism was discovered, at first the scientist was only aware that it's only an animal. Then later on, further studies at different levels, the scientist came to know that, okay, fine, these are also the things or the characteristics of this particular organism. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the time you came to the this level, you will be knowing the particular organism very clearly, because you are going through each and every prospect of that organism. That's why you are studying it. Okay, so that's why I want to make you understand that when you are reaching to this hierarchy, when you are going through this hierarchy, at this level you don't know much about the organism. But when you came across or going through this path of classification, you will be knowing the much more nearby real related characteristics to whatever you have discovered or whatever the organism is present in front of you. Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so fine. So at this level, he will decide that as my nervous system is developed or not, do I have the thinking capability, or do I apply the logic, can I use my brain or something like that. Okay, so fine, it's up to him that he decides or not. Whatever is there, the thing is there. After that, okay, fine, now he find out that, okay, fine, what, suppose if the way the dogs are being trained, you must have seen the way the animals are being trained in circus, the way the gorillas or chimps or all these animals are like, they can, if you give them something, they can hold the things, they can properly apply some logic regarding that. Okay, so due to practice or something like that, if you have a pet in your house, if you have a dog, you must have seen that when it was very young, or when you just brought him at the home, he doesn't know that how to uh, gel in the house. Means if you want to, you go for toilet or something like that, you have to train that dog that when I will take you outside, then you have to do all these things. When you will go for a walk, then you have to do all these things. Then later on, after some practice, your pet will be trained according to your family rules and all that. Is it so? Is this happening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so similarly, scientists also perform many of the experiments, and they understand, okay, fine, this organism can perform these activities, or it can perform after some of practice if some little situations are being provided to that organism. Okay, in jungles, in forest, nobody teaches monkey to jump. Nobody teaches them how to catch that branch, how to climb the tree, or how to eat the fruits, whatever is there on the trees. Nobody teaches them. It's naturally is coming to them. But the thing, when you study, then you will understand that there is a process of learning for them also, from their parents or from their that surrounding community. Okay, so that's what the thing is. Then after that, it comes to the family. Okay, fine. So it is being decided after all these wide studies, they that, okay, fine, it belongs to the, whatever discovered belongs to human, something like human. And fine, if this is human, then let me name that person. Okay, so because as a scientist, you will be eager to name the thing you have discovered, so you will be naming me. Definitely, naming in human society is on the basis of caste and religion and all that. It all depends on that. So as because I'm just taking this topic just to make you understand, it is nothing regarding anybody's caste or something like that. Okay, so as I am Pandey, so I am belonging to that Brahmin race or something like that. So genus is my surname, and the name will be given to me, that is Sumati. Okay, so that is being given by the scientist, and that is what, when you write, I think you know many of the organisms in which you write that, you know that the name of the organism should be written in italics or something like that. So this is how the name should be written for the organism. So underline it. Okay, genus should be written first. The first word will be genus. The second name should be from the species, and the letter of the first letter of the genus should be the capital. First letter of the species should be small. They should be separated. They should not be, means they should be written like this. You cannot draw a continuous line after writing them. Okay, these are all the rules for biology, for writing of the names of the organisms. So it should be written in italics, but you cannot write in form of italics. So what we have to do, we have to write like this, and we have to underline the name of the organism. This is the rule of writing out the name. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is just one example I have taken. Okay. So no matter if I have the name like Khan, or if I have some other surname or something like that, that is all decided by the society. So if I belong to some race, if I belong to some caste, if I belong to some religion, so I will be provided that type of tag. But for organisms, it is not like you don't have a caste or creed, but you have certain general things that okay, fine, that will be belonging to that particular genus, and that will be belonging to that particular species. So species is something that is defining that the organism, their its own characteristics. So that is how the hierarchy will end. Because if so, okay, are you getting me that when you read the description under the kingdom, under the phylum, under the class, you may have similar organism in which same type of characteristics may come up. But when you read about something under the heading of species, then that characteristics will be belonging to that particular organism only. So whatever characteristics under the species will be written, that will be belonging to the Sumati only. No other species will be having, no other organism will be having that type of characteristics. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is
Yes,
what
ma'am.
is the hierarchy I am saying. So if you go above to this, there are so many pandas in this world. Okay, so pandas will be having the general characteristics, but the Sumati is only one, that's me. So my characteristics are belonging to me only. But if I talk about the Pandey, we have some other involvement of characteristics, that okay, fine, these are like this, like this, or like this. Okay, then if I go for the family, then some general characteristics must be included. So if you go for the study, when you come down, you will be coming to the organisms information very nearby to that particular organism at species level. I will write one name. I think you are aware of Escherichia coli. This name, uh, you must have heard E. coli. Have you heard about this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
No,
so
ma'am.
Escherichia is nothing but genus, and
Ma'am, what
coli
is that?
is species. E. coli, I think you must be aware of this organism.
Yes, ma'am.
E. coli, it's a microorganism.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so this is how the organisms will be named, and this is how the characteristics will be identified. So in the next class, we will be definitely going for the type of classification that is given by Whitaker. And when that part you will be studying, you will understand this hierarchy terms much more clear. Got it?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, please show the
Yes,
lower
ma'am.
part of the page.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, sure.
ma'am.
Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am,
fine.
you
Yes,
have
dear.
differentiated in the case of humans only, but generally we say in the last number, which is this species, it comes like some name amoeba.
Okay, fine.
So that is how the organism, or even in a particular, suppose amoeba also are of different types.
Yeah, there are different genus of amoeba, and after that, you have different amoeba that is having different characteristics that are being classified into the species. Uh, if you are having little bit of confusion regarding this, just wait for the Whitaker's 5 kingdom classification that we will be taking up in the next class. I think in that you will be having a better idea. Okay, because it's like because the way you are thinking right now, because I know as in class 9th you have studied binary fission and all that, so you are aware that okay, coming from the single parent, they are all similar to each other. So why they are classified as a species? So that's what we will be studying when we will be classifying the organism according to their kingdom. Got it? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just understand that I have just given you the example regarding humans, because humans you can relate very easily. Okay, so that's why I have taken up that. But when you will be studying regarding the organisms according to the Whitaker and Calhoun, then you will come across so many new terms and all this. So at that time you will understand, okay, fine, why we give the kingdom, why we give the phylum, why we give class, order, or family, or something like that. Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, just don't worry, because this chapter is on the first step only. You don't get worried. Still next class will be the first step only, so you don't have to worry regarding.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
So you have schools after this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so fine, eat something and then join your school. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye,
Thank you and bye, ma'am. Have a nice
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Yeah, sure.